All right, it is episode 8.
Episode 8.
And let me tell you what we're talking about today, because we're getting some crazy stuff.
No,
yes,
not
we
us.
are. Oh,
no,
yes,
no.
we
We're
are.
always pretty mellow.
Are you? Yeah, right.
That's
okay,
right.
March Madness equals Love is Blind. They're the same thing, and I know I told you to watch that dating show. We're going to get into it. Tracy Morgan's courtside chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's been there once.
In public, maybe not.
All right, maybe not in public,
Maybe
but
not in
everyone's
public.
been there at least once.
And then the
Good
next
Friday night out, everyone knows.
Yeah, I know that one. And the next big sports investment is going to blow your mind.
Investment, huh? Wow.
Yeah, this is where we're putting our money to. This is where we're investing all of our hard-earned cash, Lou.
The 25 cents in my pocket.
I was going to say $25.
Let's see what you have.
But
We're going to check.
Cash, cents, we can do that.
Probably cents.
Okay, so we're starting off strong here. This is a new one for Katie and Screaming. Love is Blind, the very popular dating show on Netflix.
Oh, God.
Where people come together separated by a wall, but the emotions transcend. And then decide if they want to marry someone based off.
How does that work?
No, because they get to know each other. You get to know them for their heart, not for their physical appearance.
For their inner being.
Yes.
For their inner soul.
How is your inner soul doing today?
A little gassy. A little on the gassy side.
At least he's honest, guys.
Yes.
At least he's honest. Okay, so what we're trying to do is compare Love is Blind to basically March Madness. If you watch Love is Blind, I'm an avid watcher, obsessed with every single season except for this season.
I watch Love is Deaf, Dumb, and Blind, but that's a whole different show.
I haven't seen that one on Netflix.
A little different.
It's like way down in the archives.
Way down
yeah?
there. Yep, Deaf, Dumb, and Blind. All of them.
Well, this season, not boring.
Why?
All the guys look the same. There's no drama. You watch it for the drama. Only one couple said yes at the altar, and you want to believe in love, true love, that love is blind. So you want more couples to say yes to the altar. No one did that.
It's a reality show. Actually,
No,
finally a reality show that has reality.
Yeah. Because sometimes love can be blind, Lou.
And deaf and dumb.
Anyways, what we're talking about is the fact that I think March Madness is very similar to Love is Blind.
Okay, what's that?
Let me tell you why. Okay, starting off with the first one. Blind commitments. You got these teams saying, I'm going to the big dance.
Right.
Blindly committing to that, a lot of them failing.
Well, blindly thinking they could win.
Yes.
That's how they're failing. They blindly think they actually have a shot, which is hilarious.
Well, you know what's also hilarious? Some people get into marriage, are like, I think this is forever.
Yeah, that's funny too. That's hilarious.
Because more than 50% don't work out.
And let's put another 2025. We'll just hang around because financially they have no choice.
Oh.
So now we're looking at
maybe
10% that actually has love.
When did we turn into like a love therapy podcast?
Oh, a really dark love therapy podcast. Very dark.
The stats don't lie, Lou.
No, I know. That's why I just said 10%. You know what? Happily married is such a wonderful, sounds great, happily ever after. But
it doesn't exist?
It doesn't exist.
Okay, guys, maybe you should just don't. If you're going through relationship problems, maybe don't continue listening to this because we're gonna go there.
Or listen. Trust me. Listen. You'll learn something.
Unexpected breakups, especially in Love is Blind. There's a couple couples that I was like, huh? I thought they were gonna make it, and then they don't. But that's also very similar to March Madness when you have a couple high-seeded teams and they get upset by these lower-seeded teams, and you're like, no one saw that coming.
No, and that happens a lot. That happens all the time. You have a second seed, a first seed. It never happened before, and then all of a sudden, the last couple of years, number one seeds went down.
Whoa! It never happened before.
For years, it never happened, and then all of a sudden, the last couple of years, it happened twice. Virginia, it happened; they were number one overall seed, and it's not something that was never even thought of. And that's what college basketball is.
Why do you think that's happening now? Now? Well, why did it not happen before?
Well, I think now, believe it or not, is less of a chance. But now with the transfer portal, now the fact that teams and players, they don't can stash a bunch of guys. Take St. John's.
Yeah.
They're loaded with the transfer portal. Zuby, Ejiofor, he couldn't make it in Kansas. They brought another big man in. So he went into the portal. Pitino smartly took him and has made him into a heck of a player. And, in 2 years, he's back and has a chance to take on Kansas. And Kodari Richmond, and he was in Seton Hall. He moved over to the transfer portal. So I think more and more players are now finding places to play where in the past they might have been
just like
recruited. Yeah, they might be recruited by Kansas thinking, I'm going to be the guy.
But
and
they
next
sat
thing
on the bench.
Because they brought in two other guys who could be the guy.
Okay, so that's another thing is the Cinderella stories. So the one couple in Love is Blind that made it, I don't even remember their names because every guy on that show looks like Alex to me. Like an Alex, whatever an Alex you think your mind looks like, they all look like Alex. And he was with another girl, and they all look like Lauren to me.
The names aren't Alex. They just look like an Alex. Like there's a certain look for an Alex.
One of them's name's probably Alex.
Okay.
But they all look the same.
What does an Alex look like?
You know what? Like a guy from Minnesota. A guy from Minneapolis, clean shaven, nice smile.
Oh yeah, okay,
they look like Alex.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would call them. No, there's no
lose.
There's no lose there.
None of them look like Lou.
There's losers, but there's not Lou.
Wait,
plenty of losers, but not Lou. That's right.
I feel bad saying that because look, they're all individuals, different way of living. I'm sure very special people, but for some reason, all the guys look alike.
So why do people go on these shows?
Because you want my?
Yeah, no, I want to know.
Because
I've always wondered why. Is that is it for the money, to get the exposure, whatever it might be, or as you say, they are losers and they feel it's the only way they're going to get a date?
No, I genuinely do think that there's like 20% of them that really want to find a connection not based on physical appearance, so they get to know each other behind this wall, and they want to experience that because they've never had that before. But the rest of them, they all just want to get famous on Instagram.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The first season that came out with, nobody knew what was going to happen. I think those people genuinely wanted to take part in this experiment to find love the right way, and there was quite a few couples that have made it. But the Cinderella story this season was the one couple that said yes to each other, and they finally said yes to each other at the altar, and they are basically St. John. Okay,
I can see that. Now here's the other question I have for that. Since we're on the reality TV thing, is there how long has that show been on?
Oh, this has been like 8 seasons. 8 seasons.
So have they done statistics? So they go back to season 1, and the person who said yes at the altar, are they still together?
Yeah, there's quite a few.
So that's impressive.
There's quite a few because love is based on what it feels like, not what it looks like.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, because I'm a believer that you should be like friends first. You should have a tight relationship. No, I'm serious. You guys, no, I'm serious. Before you get married, you should feel like you can relate with them in that regard.
I agree.
Because, first of all, guys are always looking for the hottest girl. That's what they do. They go to the bar looking for the hottest girl.
What do you think girls do? They do the same same thing?
Girls looking for the hottest guy. 95% of the time, that is the worst relationship you can find.
Yeah, it's true. Wow, we're getting deep here.
Well, that's the way it should be.
Well, you want to start talking about attachment styles? Because I can go into that.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, now, we talk about reality shows. The one where they're like naked in love, whatever. That thing is kind of weird. That one I don't get. That one at all.
Naked in love?
Whatever.
Naked and afraid?
Yeah, that one.
Love Island?
That one's like really weird.
Love Boat?
Yeah, they're all kind of weird. They're all kind of weird.
So Rick Pitino, basically knight in shining armor for St. John's.
Yes.
They the whole country's rooting for them.
I think. You know what? It's funny at the number 2 seed, but number 2 seed
but there's still
can
a Cinderella
be
story.
a Cinderella because no one saw this coming. So you're right. I think there's a lot of that. The respect factor, Pitino, what he's gotten out of these guys. I mean, I think a lot of people will tell you that it's not his most talented team, and over the years, he'll tell you it's not the most talented team.
Ooh, wait, can you imagine?
But nobody works as hard as them.
What do you mean he'll tell you? You think has he said that in a press conference? That this is not my most talented?
He talks about in the press conference how. Oh, we shot like 20% from 3. We missed 100 field goals. We should lose by 20, yet this team plays so hard and we won. It shouldn't happen. He said it. Because he knows that this is insane.
Is that the correct way for a coach to go about really trying to get his players' heads in the game?
He's tough on these kids.
I know, but does that... maybe it's not the best way to go about it.
It works for him. It works for him.
Because you're basically telling your players, you kind of shite. You can't shoot. You kind of shite, and I don't know how this happened.
You know what? Again, Rick Pitino can do that because the respect factor is so high. Now, secondary.
I don't know if I'd respect a coach that told me I was shite.
No, but you know what?
I'm not allowed to say that.
But if he tells you that, if he tells you you're
I'm saying shite because I don't want to get in trouble.
If you're pitching like shite, if you're shooting like shite, okay.
Are we really saying shite now?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to use the word shite. They can figure it out at home. For your young kids out there, it's not what you think. But the thing is, they respect him. So if he says it,
that they're shite,
they'll work on it. And now if some other schmo comes in and says it, they won't respect it. And he's earned that. He's earned that. And that's what makes him so special. And he works them hard. And in fact, they just asked one of his players, Kadaria Richmond, nice kid, and they said, "What's the difference now you're seeing with Pitino now? There's a tournament." He goes, "He's a lot more intense." And I can't even imagine Rick Pitino more intense. I'd be scared.
I know.
I'd be scared.
I don't know. To me, he looks like he's about to go party on like.
Oh yeah, you see the back page. He was partying up a storm.
I
Looked
saw
like John
that.
Travolta.
Yep, in that suit.
Yeah, I can see him owning that suit.
Yeah,
that's definitely it.
Agreed.
But no, there's a respect factor, and he works them hard. He gets the right players, and that's what makes these coaches so great. And then they're great salesmen.
Okay,
Coach is a great salesman.
So being a good salesman, being a respected coach, telling your players they play like shite, does that qualify them getting to the Final Four? Does that qualify them winning the whole thing?
Well, I mean, no guarantee.
Not qualify them, but does that set them up for that?
Does that guarantee it? No.
Nothing's ever a guarantee.
Does it put you an advantage? Yeah, I think there's an advantage to that.
Wow.
Now I don't know if he's going to get to the Final Four because I think he gets the Elite 8.
I feel like if you tell me that I'm a podcaster of shite and I tell you you're a podcast, then we might just be better.
Everybody tells me
we could be better.
Everybody tells me that. What the hell are you doing? They say, you shite? What are you
shite?
Like, what are you doing on the air? So I get that all the time. You're different.
Maybe it's making you better.
Oh, it's making me
It's like everyone else is the Rick Pitino to your world.
Yeah, pretty much everybody is. You're not the first, you won't be the last.
Okay.
No, but I think that's important. I think you have to have respect. Respect is the number one thing, and I really believe he does.
Okay, so obviously by the time this airs, I don't know if...
by the time this airs, they could be out.
No, it's not. What are you saying? They're playing tonight.
No, they should win. They should win this first game, and then I'm hoping he plays Calipari. I mean, what time it is?
Okay, so Omaha's not winning this one.
No, that would be. Listen, after all the hype job of St. John's and they lose to Omaha, they better not even come back to New York. They better just stay in Providence, rent a villa on the water because you're not coming back. We won't let you across the border.
So okay, wait. There's another team playing, and this is our producer Emily's alma mater, High Point. First of all, she was like, "Yeah, High Point in North Carolina." I was like, "The Tar Heels."
Yeah, I never heard of that. I never heard of them.
So nor did I.
No.
And
nor does anybody
apparently
else.
they were all over Barstool Sports because people were saying this school is like the Disneyland of colleges.
That's what I've heard.
That they have like ice cream trucks there. Emily said they have like 4 different like really high-end restaurants. They're allowed to eat at this high-end restaurant once a week.
And it's small. What is it? Like 7,000 students or 6? Maybe,
I don't know.
Maybe it's less. Even might be less. It's
okay,
like
so
very small.
High Point playing Purdue. Did they win? I don't even know if they won.
No, I think they're playing sometime.
They're still playing.
Afternoon. Yeah, because we're taping this, so yeah, it'll be sometime this afternoon. But you know what? I like their chances, and I think it's crazy, but I like their chances. People like them,
but how do people like them if we have never even heard of the school?
Well, they've never been there before. Which is amazing. But people love to look for those. You know, when you do your brackets, you're always looking for that. I like this team. And then your brackets get blown up and you hate those schools forever. Like High Point will be, if everybody who circles High Point, if they lose, they're going to hate that school. Nobody knows where it is, but they still hate them.
Yeah, I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah.
So 99% of graduates from High Point are employed 180 days after graduation.
Wow, that's impressive.
The Disneyland of colleges is doing well?
There's something.
You get a job right away. You go there.
How have we not even heard of this school?
And you know what's amazing about that? You take a school, I don't know what it costs to go there.
Probably a lot. If they got 4, high-end dining restaurants on campus.
You would think it's I'm sure it goes, but still, it's North Carolina. It's a little different.
Yeah.
You go to Lawrence College. What's that called? Lawrence. What was it? Lawrence College up in.
St. Lawrence?
Not St. Lawrence.
See, this is where you guys lose me. I can talk college football all day long,
that
college
school,
basketball. There's like all these random little schools I've never heard of, and I'm just like, huh? I didn't even know they existed.
First of all, if you're not, look. I don't know where everybody goes to school. I can tell you right now.
Where'd you go to school?
I'm to St. John's.
You went to St. John's?
Yes, I did. And
so
I'm rooting for St. John's.
Why are you not wearing red?
Because I only had one red shirt and it's in the wash. But oh my God!
Wait.
I'm only allowed one color per. I got one blue, one light blue, one red, one black. I can only afford one. That's all I can afford. One shirt.
Next episode.
I'm lucky I have a shirt. Thank God for the thrift shops. But no, people go to all these high-end schools. So much money, 40, 80,000. What are they doing for? I mean, unless it's an elite Ivy League school, and even there, you got to question it.
Yeah.
Why
I don't know.
do it?
Well, Harvard's free for anyone making under $200K a year. So just to throw that tidbit out there. Real fast, Tracy Morgan throwing up courtside at MSG. That is the craziest thing I have seen happen.
I've never seen
at
that.
a Knicks at any basketball game.
I have never seen anybody throw
What
up at courtside.
in the world?
I never
Is
saw
he
it
a
before.
Okay, don't. I mean,
Now,
no
to be
offense.
fair, let's make sure we know that he's okay. So now that
He is.
we're going to make fun of him, he's okay. He's not dead. We can
No,
talk
no,
about him.
they said it was food poisoning. This is my question though, because kids that are 5 and under, they just throw up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And you know why?
Every first grader pukes somewhere.
Because-
Anybody who
Because
teaches.
they don't know how to listen to their bodies. They don't know.
No.
Oh, I feel a little. My mouth is watering a bit. I'm clenching. The cheek's a little hard, and something's happening. And so they don't know to run to the bathroom. It just
No.
happens. Tracy Morgan's not 5 years old.
No, and I'm telling you, he's not eating little hot dogs either. I'm guarantee you that. Like they
So
do
how
with their
did
kids.
no warning sign,
warning.
out of nowhere.
I think it was planned.
Every adult gets a warning.
I think it was planned. First of all, the team was playing like garbage. He was getting sick watching the Knicks losing to Miami.
Oh, so this was intentional.
Yeah, it was intentional.
This was intentional.
Because he said it. He threw up.
Yeah.
And when they had to take around 20 minutes to clean it up. By the way, why does it take 20 minutes to clean it up? I have no idea. 20 minutes to clean it up. And then guess what? Then Knicks went on like a major run.
I know.
They beat Miami. And you know what? Tracy said?
He's
He
gonna
this
do it
is going
again.
to start a trend. So what you're going to see now, Spike Lee is going to puke. Hey, Chris Rock, it's your turn, Chris. It's
it
your
the-
game. Where's Ben Stiller?
No.
So they all sit there. They're all
can't.
big Knicks fans. Every celebrity, every game, a
Start
different
throwing up?
celebrity's going to, once they do, well, as long as they're losing. Knicks are down 10 in the third quarter. Up there goes Ben Stiller. And there he
That
goes.
is so disgusting.
Well, that's what's going to happen.
So disgusting.
They're all going to sit there. You're going to say, why is Ben Stiller got his finger down his throat? Hey, I can't do it. I'm trying. I swear, Knicks, I'm trying. And there's Brunson going, we're waiting for you, Ben. Hurry up. We need a little time out here.
Why are you so fired up about throw up?
No, it's one of those nice things in life that everyone has to go through at least once or twice. Everyone's gone through it. I mean, and then it smells. In first grade, you're like, oh, that stupid kid, he just puked.
Do you remember the first time you threw up from maybe your teenage years of drinking that moonshine or whatever? Yeah. What were you drinking back in the day?
Gin and tonics, and they were bad.
Gin and tonics? Were you like a 45-year-old, 17-year-old? Like
Pretty
what?
much.
Who's drinking gin and tonic?
I don't really like alcohol. Not a big alcohol guy.
Oh, okay. So you've never had one of those.
No, I drink. I remember one time I was at a buddy's party.
Drinking the gin and
It
tonics.
was a 4th of July party, and we were drinking tequila, and that was bad.
Oh yeah.
But the best part about
is
that
bad.
party, this is my favorite moment of that party. I always tell people the story. So they had this big box of fireworks. They were ready to go to do
I
fireworks,
don't know where
and
this
it was
story
light
is
out.
going, and I'm a little bit scared
And
to
the
find
father
out.
was smoking a cigar, and we
Oh, my
saw
God.
it. And next thing you know, the whole box lit up, and everyone had to run for the hills because there was fireworks going everywhere. People were diving in the bushes. It was hitting the house.
And
People
then
were
you
behind
threw up.
trees.
And then you threw up.
And then everybody threw up because everyone got hit by firecrackers. And then by the end of the night, with the tequila and the fireworks all going up, we had nothing better to do because we couldn't shoot the fireworks. So
Well,
everybody was drinking tequila.
I'm not sure if it's better to throw up or maybe have something come out of your assholes.
Wow. What?
I mean,
What?
Hey, don't get your mind out of the gutter, okay?
Oh, okay.
I'm just talking about the New Era caps
What is that?
got some major backlash all
Yeah,
over
I don't
social
blame
media.
them. I can't figure out. That
So-
looks like a mistake.
So this is like the new design. I don't know how
Comes up with these
how
things?
anyone
they pay
from
clowns. They play clowns. For
no,
this.
but they approve this
That's
and
what I'm
they
saying.
went out on sale.
Some hotshot who makes a lot of money
Look
came
at
up with this idea.
Look at this. We have the Astros, the Houston logo in the middle, so it covers the letters, so it
Right.
reads ass hose.
Yeah, how about-
And then Angels, that says anals.
Well, I've seen them play, so I'm not surprised by that. But ever since Otani left, they are anals. But look at this. Look at that. What
It's
is
so
this?
weird.
Who's
Mimi-
somebody actually got paid to do this.
I don't know how they thought this was gonna be a
Well, it wasn't a High
idea.
Point grad, that's for sure. I can tell you that.
okay. Pittsburgh,
Erg.
Carslaz,
Car
Nawals,
owls, not owls. That's
Mimi.
ridiculous. That's
Ma-
ridiculous. Come on.
Masners,
Who comes?
Tetas.
You know what though? Was it they keep these on the market?
So they pulled them off the shelf. There are a couple that are already on the market, and they're going for thousands of dollars on eBay.
course.
Okay, wait. On top of that, I feel like I wouldn't be able to afford any of these going on eBay for thousands of bucks. I'm not going to buy a hat that says
buying a hat for
ass
$1,000.
hose, but I would invest $100.
Okay, on what?
That's a lot for me because I'm cheap.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
so cheap. I would invest $100 in Major League Volleyball.
Major League
Women's
Volleyball.
volleyball. This is the next biggest thing that we have to put our money towards.
Okay, $100. I might be able to scrounge that.
Right, I could do
I'll
$100.
sell myself in the corner for a couple hours, and then we'll get the 100. But we'll figure that out.
I don't know how much money you get, but
Hopefully.
try.
I'll
You should try. Okay, this all started because we watched this. This
Yes,
was
this
in
is amazing.
2023.
This is amazing.
Nebraska sold out their entire stadium. This is women's volleyball, their team there. And I could not believe what
it's
I
amazing.
saw, the support for their women's volleyball team.
It's amazing.
This was the craziest thing.
No, it's amazing. Why? I can't give you an honest answer. I don't know what is about
what
Nebraska.
do you mean? I don't know
No,
why.
I don't mean like why Nebraska? Why in Nebraska? So they don't sell out like this around the country.
No, but I think this is the first time them putting it on. Maybe they told the student body we're trying to sell the stadium for this. I don't know, but this was 92,000 people. They broke the record for the attendance for a women's volleyball match.
It's not just a one-time deal either.
No.
They come out for
Look at this.
volleyball. I know.
This is
insane.
crazy. I love it though. I love it so much. Women's indoor volleyball is actually so wild. So wild to watch. I love actually even for the Olympics.
No,
you have women's beach volleyball, but
yes.
indoor volleyball is
The
these
speed.
women are
You know what the thing with the volleyball is the speed when they hit the ball.
spiking
the
it
speed.
left and right.
And I'm really surprised. Like it's not so much the spikes because that you can do, but the returns.
Yeah.
Somebody's going on top of the net and they're spiking it down, and the guys and some woman's returning.
Okay, so you like watching this.
I do like watching.
So that's why they have an investment over $100 million into this
I
women's
can see
league
that.
coming in 2026.
I can see it.
And
But you know what?
don't come for me, but I do feel like this is going to become bigger than women's basketball.
It took women's basketball a long time to
But I
become women's
think
basketball.
I think with the right social media, with
Social
Nike,
media,
with
yes.
Adidas, finding a player like a Caitlin Clark for a women's volleyball team, I think this has the potential to grow faster than women's basketball.
You know what? With social media now and the right marketing, anything can grow.
Yeah.
I mean that anything can grow. Look, you have an indoor golf league now with Tiger Woods that people are. It's
I'm not trying to
outrating.
watch that.
It's outrating
I am not
the
trying
NBA.
to watch that. Who? What?
It's outrating. It's on ESPN and it outrates
An
NBA
indoor
games.
golf?
Yeah, it's an indoor golf league, and it's with Tiger Woods.
Is it? Can we
Literally-
double check on this? Is this true?
Yeah, what's it called, Maddie? Look it up.
Oh, miniature golf.
No.
Yeah,
No, there's an
literally.
indoor golf
Yeah,
league.
that's what it is.
And it's doing really well, and people are watching it. People are watching it.
Okay.
And
it's doing better than
it's good for well, plus
TGL?
TGL. And I'll tell you something about the TGL. They have Tiger involved, which of course
Yeah.
is always a draw. And the biggest problem with Tiger, because his legs are so shot through the accident and everything else, that he can't do the course. But now he doesn't have to do the course. They go.
But what do you mean? It's like
they
a miniature,
literally-
a putt-putt
Well, you know,
court?
it's no,
Or
no,
it's where
no,
they hit against
no.
that
They
virtual
hit it
thing?
against a virtual. Yeah, it's a virtual golf.
Oh no, I cannot.
People are watching it, and it's outrating NBA games, and it's so
I don't
because
understand
you
that.
hype it. It's all about hype. There's so many golfers out
Yeah,
there;
but
they love it.
did you
It's
you
all
see
about
how
hype.
many people were in the
Yes,
fans?
I saw
92,000
that.
people. That's real hype.
Yeah.
I don't want to, you
But
know,
are
just
they going to
because
draw 92,000 anywhere else? You think someone in Tennessee is going to? May not.
maybe.
But if you sell
I'm
it right,
backing this. Fine, I'll put $200.
wow, you're really going all in.
I'm going all in.
Jeez. Wow. Now.
And this is
that
coming
gonna-
from
is
the
that- does that
cheapest
mean-
person you know.
Does that mean you're staying home the whole next 6 weekends?
Probably.
Because of that? Okay, so
I can't go out. I can't eat for the next 2
Oh, my
weeks because I'm
God.
investing in women's volleyball.
Oh, let's go see that. No, but no, the real question is, will it do well in other places? But if you hype it properly, and that's where social media comes in. If you hype it, and I say hype, not in a bad way.
No, you
because
need a couple stars. You need some star power.
stars. You need to get the star. That's what the NBA is very good at. That's why Caitlin Clark is so good. They
Yeah.
sell their stars. That's why baseball's a dead sport. They don't sell their stars. Football's got to watch itself. They sell they sell the shield, and that's everything's about the shield, which is the NFL logo,
Yeah.
of course, and it's the teams.
I know. Don't even get me started because we talk about like someone like Savannah Bananas already
Yeah.
selling out the stadiums, like football stadiums, compared to the Tampa Bay Rays, who have not sold
Exactly.
out their opening day.
They
which is
can't
a little
find
sad.
a stadium. Forget about
I feel
selling
bad
it.
for them.
They can't even find one.
Okay, so on that note, I feel like I need to get you on the women's volleyball train,
That'll be interesting.
and I have reached out to a couple people. The NYPD has a women's team.
Okay.
I've reached out to NYU volleyball.
Okay.
They haven't wrote me
How about
back
the
yet.
parapolice?
So NYU
How about
athletics.
the parapolice? How about the senior center on 33rd and 3rd? How about the over 65 group? especially,
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Especially ones who basically are like.
You have a choice. If NYU Athletics gets back to me, we pick either NYU Athletics or NYPD. Which one you gonna go?
I'd probably go NYU because I don't trust those cops. I can see them really. I can see those guys. Whoa.
You get some outstanding partners.
Oh, yeah. They would love to.
Yeah,
they
find
would
out
love
he has a
They
warrant
would
out.
love to spike me.
Well, I might pick NYPD, so let's see what happens. So I'm going to make you play a game. We're going to go play.
I'll try. I will try.
Yeah, at least you can try.
I'll try to move. I will.
At least you try. Okay.
Yeah, these little things. I see. 8 episodes were hard. The fact I'm still alive is amazing.
There we go. We'll see after we work out with the NYPD.
Yeah, we'll see if I'm still around.
All right. So last thoughts before we go.
Okay.
Bracket. Is your bracket busted?
Well, it just started, so it's hard to say. But
What is that?
I picked
Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't had lunch. I just need to put a quick little seaweed snack.
seaweed. Seaweed's good. I like seaweed.
Bracket busted?
Not yet.
A little ASMR?
Not yet. But it's close. No, I got all 4 SEC teams. It's amazing. Of
Okay.
course, there's like 54 teams of SEC teams in the tournament, so it's not surprising.
Maybe some headlines coming out for the NFL. Where the heck are some of these QBs landing
Everybody's
still?
waiting for the man to come out of the darkness. We all know who that is.
He's
Once he comes out of the darkness and decides where he's going to go.
He's riding high off the Kawasaki.
Oh yeah, he's back there now. He's looking in those darkened shades and saying,
Let him.
"Where am I going?"
Let him live. Maybe in a Giants uniform.
I hope so.
On that
You know
note,
what? I think the Giants are more desperate than any other team to sign him. Supposedly he has an offer for the Giants and the Steelers. It's out there, but
Yeah.
I think he wants to go to Minnesota. I don't think it's going to happen. I think O'Connell wants no part of him. I still
see.
think I'm surprised Tomlin wants him. I
okay,
don't
we'll
get that
save
at
it for next episode because we're out of time. You
Are
want
we
to
out
keep
of
talking
time?
about Aaron Rodgers?
I'm always talking.
This is what happens. If we don't have enough time to talk about Aaron Rodgers,
Listen,
then
you
we go.
guys leave. I'll continue
Okay.
my
See,
conversation
we're
to
being wrapped.
myself.
We're being wrapped. Yeah, he will continue by himself.
I'll just
Stay
sit here.
tuned.
Goodbye.
Stay
Turn the
kicking
lights
and
off. I'll still
screaming.
talking.
We'll see you next week.
You can turn the lights off.